I just said, fuck, I'm gonna go on a run. I'm gonna run till I spit blood. I'm gonna run till till my heart's beating out of my chest. And now I know I was changing physiology, which changes biochemistry and changes the way you think. But, and I'm old enough, I have this Walkman. I don't know if you guys ever had a Walkman. Did you ever have a Walkman in your lifetime?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So, they were this big in those days and giant headphones, And I went to the beach, I took this journal, I set it down, and in those days, you didn't have 10,000 songs, you had one album, baby, and you had to rewind that shit, a little cassette tape, right? And so I had this group called Heart, and they had this song called Barracuda. I love that. So I'm on the beach, and I am completely out of shape. My stomach's going back and forth, and I'm running as hard as I could run, and when I thought I couldn't run more, I run harder, and finally, I've literally felt like I was gonna throw up. And I got back to the journal, I drew a line down the page, wrote everything on the page I wanted to change and everything I was and everything I wanted to change. And then I started making these shifts. And so once I made the shifts in my psychology, I was like, okay, if I could be more spiritual, should I? Of course. If I could be more giving, should I? Of course. If I could be smarter, should I work to be smarter? Of course. Well, if I could have more money, should I? It's like, of course. And then I started changing my body. I lost 30 pounds and then 38 pounds and changed my emotions. And then I went in 1 year from making 38,000 was the most I'd ever made in my life to $1.1 million. And the biggest trigger for me, it's different for everybody, was I suddenly had a son on the way that was not planned.